I think it's all amazing, and I won't say names, but I have, like, a lot of very what are labeled as conservative friends that are public figures, and the conversations that I have with them behind closed doors, you would be shocked because they're like, "I have these desires," or, like, "This is my actual lifestyle,
Hmm.
these are my actual beliefs, but I can't live them publicly because I'll get kicked out of my community." So I'm
That's
like,
right.
it's really sad and unfortunate, and I'm hoping with the progress that we have seen within that side of politics, because I do feel like the younger conservatives have, like, a much more nuanced take
Hmm.
on a lot of policies, like, a lot of them are pro-cannabis and
Hmm.
prison reform, and they're pro-gay marriage, and
That's right.
you're like, "Well, what's conservatism?" And you're like, "No, like, it's evolving, and it constantly is." So I'm hoping that that's gonna be one of the next things to evolve within that party is sexual diversity and
Hmm.
kind of like letting go of these more puritanical takes that have kind of been the staple or standard for that party because I don't think if you're having like a healthy sexual relationship and it's consenting and it's between adults and all of those good things, like where is your argument on that? Because there is no exploitation and no one's being taken
That's right.
advantage of, and there's no victims in that. So aside from having a moral argument, like what else can you say against that?
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that there are generational shifts happening here. It takes time, and there's swings and backlash. Um, I, I I don't want to sound like I am anti-religion because I'm not. I think
Hmm.
religion is an incredibly valuable part of our lives. People who are religious and in religious communities are less likely to experience substance use disorders or mental health disorders. But being in a religious community is a risk factor. Being religious itself is a risk factor for developing a sexual disorder because historically, particularly Christian and evangelical religions have not been very good at sex, but other religions, Islamic, even some of the Asian traditions are not particularly good at sex either. Some of that's changing, I hope. And what I hope is that um, these younger generations that are growing up with queer friends and with people that they see that are non-monogamous and healthy, and that they start finding ways to integrate those values with their political values and with their spiritual values. Um, because I'd love to have those kinds of conversations as opposed to where we started today, which was when we're talking to people who are reacting from a place of fear and emotion of these things. These young people are less afraid of sex and race than those of us who are older. And I envy them that. I just hope that we get to leave them world intact for them to imbue those values into it.